Okay, I'm good.
Okay?
Yes.
Okay, we have a quorum present. I'd like to call the Board of Ed meeting to order at 6:04. Stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Trott. Mrs. Holman.
here.
Mrs. Capabianco. Here. Mr. Tebow.
Here.
Mr. Kisco.
Here.
Mr. Bader is not here. Mr. Nardi. Mr. Brady.
Here.
Mr. Hinman.
Here.
Mayor Carbone.
Here.
Mrs. Batchel is not here. Mr. Leo here. Any student reps?
No.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. At this time, we'll do the public participation. The board invites members of the community to speak on topics to be addressed in the agenda or on other topics of interest. Individuals wishing to make a comment are requested to fill out the speaker sign-up sheet, including your name and address, which must be stated at the beginning of your comment. The board will not allow comments regarding specific staff members or personal grievances. Courtesy is expected in this limited public forum. Participating time will be limited to 3 minutes per person and 10 minutes overall to guarantee efficient operation of the entire meeting.
There is none.
No sign-ups. And Mr. Nargi just arrived. Approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Question?
Yes.
Do we intend to approve or entertain approval of the 1579 contract?
It's not under action item.
It's not under action items, that's why I'm asking. We may need to amend action items to include that.
Yes.
No.
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 We don't have
They
that.
haven't. It hasn't been ratified.
They haven't ratified, correct? Okay, answers my question.
The standard is the ratification.
Mr. Tebow.
I need to make a motion, or I'll second his motion as long as it includes removal of item 5, the executive session for discussion of the review of the ratification, as that has not yet occurred.
I'll amend my motion.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Daniel made the motion. Chris seconded.
It was, Mr. Chubb wanted it on there just for review. That's why it says review, or otherwise it wouldn't have been on there.
Can we add
Yes.
a later date? I mean, can we add later on in the meeting?
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Yes.
yes. You can suspend the rules to allow for that.
Only after a vote to do so.
Correct.
We'll cross that out. Information sharing and discussion, student representatives, we don't have any. Recognition of Jolene Lesniewski, Paraeducator of the Year.
I want to just read a little something
Oh,
that's
okay.
written about you.
Listen well.
It's all true, and then some. It is with great pleasure that I announce the Torrington Public Schools 2015 Para-Educator of the Year, Jolene, well, I'm going to say Lesniewski. That's correct. Ms. Lesniewski is currently assisting with a grade 3 class at East School. She has been a para-educator for 8 years and has been assisting in her present position for the past 4 years. To quote Jolene, I think this is the most important part. I am proud to be a para-educator as it is a role that continues to change and redefine itself. We are capable, important components of our teams, our schools, and our community. But most importantly is that I am given an opportunity that allows me to have a positive impact in the lives of students, even if it's one child at a time.
True.
And that's why we go into education in the first place.
That's true, very true.
Jolene's application will now be forwarded to the state of Connecticut as an entrant for the Anne Marie Murphy Parent Educator of the Year. We wish you well.
Thank you.
And sincerely, thank you, okay, and all of our paraprofessionals for the work that they do to help our children every single day. The selection committee would like to commend all the building level paraeducators for their applications. The love and dedication in reading the personal statements and letters of recommendation truly made the selection process enjoyable and appreciative to the work our paraeducators do for us every day. This is just another way in which Torrington Public Schools is working to bring recognition to the dedication of individuals who are working to bring quality education programs to the children of Torrington. So, and a special thank you to Dr. Mary Ann Buchanan,
Yes, thank you very much.
eighth grade level administrator, Torrington Middle School, for spearheading this initiative and making it happen. And congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you all, my great teammates.
And Jolene, when Ken gets here, he'll sign it too.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
But it's, just thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, I appreciate it.
Is Mary here? Mary, where are you? She's not here. Well, I'll still recognize her. Mary Ann Wright, who's been a teacher of students where English is their second language, has been an employee of Torrington Public Schools, I think 4, maybe 5 years now. Time flies when you're having fun. And she is also the supervisor for the program now since I came to be superintendent because I just couldn't do it all by myself, or do it in both capacities. But the reason we're recognizing Mary for 2 reasons. The first and foremost is she is nationally board certified. And to do this, you have to renew your certification every year. And it recognizes the most outstanding, accomplished teachers in the United States. And the fact that we have one here at Torrington High School is pretty good. She is the only nationally recognized teacher in ESL teacher in the state of Connecticut as well. She has worked extensively with CAPEL, which is the state English language learners group. She has also been involved in the Civic Life Project, which allows students to create documentaries on a component of their life in school and the impact. But she achieved national board certification in 2002 and then attained her certification renewal in 2012 and while working here in Torrington. She's been selected to write items for the national board certification exam. So that's a pretty big thing in her content area of English as a new language. And this work requires intensive study of the National Board Certification Standards. So this is something that she does beyond her school days, and her school days are extremely long. And you also need to realize is that she drives up from New York every day. So there are only 151 teachers in Connecticut that have National Board Certification. She is one of them, and as I said, and she is the only one in Connecticut identified for board certification and for ELL. She was nominated and selected. It's nothing that she threw her hat in to write the questions. And it's a pretty grueling process. It's a 2-year process to achieve National Board Certification. So we did want to have the opportunity to recognize her tonight. And when I call her tomorrow and say, where were you? No. But there's a lot of things going on at the end of the year. So are going to recognize the individuals who will be doing a very big happy dance at the end of this week. And actually, no. It's a very difficult decision to decide when are you going to move into your next adventure. You've decided, so I just want to take the opportunity. I'm really jealous. We'll hear your amazing achievements. Joe, did we figure out how many years total we have represented here?
I didn't figure it out, but it's probably into the thousands easy. There's a lot of good teachers and a lot of experience. Hundreds easy.
Yeah, a lot of incredible people who've really served Torrington Public Schools very well. So without further ado, and prattle from me, Mayor Carbone, are you going to start?
I will. I have Janet Errol, grade 1, Southwest School. Janet was born in Torrington and attended local schools, St. Francis and Torrington High School, class of 1970. There's 11 when they'll tell us their year of graduation. Janet earned her undergraduate degree from Ann Hurst College and earned her master's degree from Southern Connecticut State University. Janet began her career in Torrington at Fordham School in 1975 as an instructional assistant. The next year, she was hired as a 4th grade teacher at Wetmore School. Janet was at Wetmore School for 5 years, and then she taught for 1 year at South School before spending the last 32 years teaching 1st grade at Southwest School. That is a total of 39 years in Torrington Public Schools. There have been happy times and sad times. From a 1st grader washing the blackboard and stepping down from the chair right into the bucket of water, to a mischievous 1st grade girl washing her hair in the bathroom sink, coming into the room asking for a hair dryer, to the sadness of attending a student's wake and funeral. What Janet will miss most is working with the children and the caring staff at Southwest School. Janet would like to take this opportunity to thank all of her former students, their parents, and her colleagues and administrators for making her teaching career pleasant and, in her eyes, successful. Janet is looking forward to being able to travel at times other than school vacations. She already has 2 trips planned. Of course, there are also all those things that need to be done around the house that have been put off until Janet has the time. Hopefully now she will have the time. Congratulations to Janet, and thank you for proud service to our kids and our families.
Randy Cogleiser, Torrington High School Science. Randy started teaching in Torrington in 1996, 18 years ago. He has over 30 years teaching experience and has taught in New Jersey and Minnesota and within Connecticut at New Milford and Wamogo. Most of his time has been spent teaching earth and physical sciences. Randy did take time out from teaching for most of the 80s and was employed by the PerkinElmer Computer Division to install and service computer systems used mainly for technical and scientific applications. Randy's favorite memories from Torrington High School must make mention of the memorable individuals he has come to know, faculty, administrators, and of course the students we serve. He will always treasure the trips with students to Marine Lab in Key Largo, Florida, and our very memorable excursion to Costa Rica, for which he had the privilege to chaperone. Randy can't think of a summer spent at home within recent memory, so he'll enjoy staying home for once with his wife, Luann. Travel is inevitable and look forward to. Randy has ties to North Dakota and Romania, which will occupy some of his travels, but there are still a few places in this world he and Luann want to see while they are able to do so. The only certainty is that, in his words, I will miss THS greatly.
Christine Como, E-School, grade 1. Chris has thoroughly enjoyed working with and learning from her colleagues for more than 30 years. She will miss her curious, spunky, eager, and engaging first graders. Her cabin in rural New Hampshire awaits. The national parks across the United States await. She is looking forward to spending the next several years traveling with her husband. She is concerned, however, that she will instinctively return each fall for all the back-to-school sales. So she has asked if anyone should spot her in Walmart with a shopping cart full of glue sticks, please provide a gentle reminder they should go back to the craft aisle. Chris wishes to extend her heartfelt appreciation to all of the staff, teachers, and administrators for their support throughout her career. She leaves her position feeling very fulfilled and confident that our institution will continue to succeed and excel. To the staff of Torrington Public Schools, thank you for what you do for the children of our community.
Beth Dean, grade 2, East School. Beth has taught at East School for 35 years. For Beth, the time has just flown by, and it hardly seems possible that 35 years ago she was a nervous young woman sitting in the boardroom at Midgeon Avenue waiting for an interview that would change her life. Beth's students have touched her life in countless ways. She is grateful they are in her head and heart in ways she could never have anticipated. Their curiosity, enthusiasm, sincerity, and spunkiness are qualities that Beth will deeply miss. In retirement, Beth plans to read piles of books that have been waiting their turn and are above BRA level 28, guilt-free and without watching the clock. The house has projects that need attention, which she plans to tackle, and Beth may actually wear some of her big girl earrings that she owns rather than the seasonal thematic ones that she's been known to wear for school. Beth believes that the children of Torrington are fortunate to be supported by administrators, professionals, staff, volunteers, board members, and parents who are passionate about making the community brighter. Beth feels honored to have been a teacher in Torrington for so long and is deeply grateful and will cherish the memories.
Pam Zerillo. Pam started in Torrington in 1981 and has worked at Torrington Middle School as a special ed and regular ed teacher. At the middle school, Pam has taught special ed in grades 7 and 8, science grade 8, and math grade 8. Pam has been the principal of Vogel Wetmore School for the past 7 years. Pam has many fine memories of students, parents, and staff while teaching at Torrington Middle School, and many fine memories of students, staff, and parents while working at Vogel Wetmore School. Pam's plans for retirement include traveling to parts of the U.S., starting with Cape Cod and Maine. She might even go back to Alaska. Pam is proud to have been a part of the education in Torrington because it is a very child-centered community. For Pam, there is no greater gift than the privilege of teaching the children of your neighbors, friends, and colleagues. She has enjoyed every minute of her career with Torrington Public Schools and wishes to thank all who made it possible.
Mike Fritsch, Physical Education, Torringford School. Mike Fritsch has taught phys ed at Torringford School for 37 years. Over the course of his career in Torrington, Mike was a para at Vogel School for 7th and 8th grade phys ed in his first year and has also taught at South, Forbes, North, Southeast, and Vogel Wetmore then Middle School. In addition to teaching PE, Mike has coached varsity and JV sports at Torrington High School. His coaching career at THS covers a variety of sports and includes boys varsity soccer for 31 years, JV girls basketball 8 years, varsity girls basketball 16 years, and varsity softball for 3 years. Mike has served as executive director for the Connecticut Soccer Coaches Association and on the executive board as third vice president for the Connecticut High School Coaches Association. He has been honored as a CHSCA Coach of the Year in 2 sports, boys soccer and most recently in girls basketball. Mike has also been honored as a Torrington High School Hall of Fame inductee and a Torrington High School Gold T recipient. Mike is looking forward to spending more time with his family.
Okay. Donna M. Graham, first grade, Southwest School. Donna started teaching in Torrington in November 1975. She has spent most of her years at Southwest School. Donna began as a special education teacher, then kindergarten in 1992, then graduated to first grade in 2000, and has just finished her 14th year in that grade. Donna has taught almost 39 years, all of them in our school system. Donna was honored to be the 2008 Torrington Teacher of the Year. That was the biggest thrill of her career, and one she will always remember with pride. She will miss working with the Southwest staff. Donna will certainly miss all the wonderful children and families at Southwest School. It was a privilege to be part of such a caring school family. Some have called our school the jewel of Torrington. Donna absolutely agrees. Teaching at Southwest has provided her with many joyful moments and experiences. Now, Donna is looking forward to spending time with her family and friends, sleeping a little later in the morning, traveling, dabbling in politics, Elto for governor, exploring archaeological digs and sites, chasing a tornado, and revisiting other interests that have been shelved for quite some time. She thanks everyone for the opportunity to work within the Torrington Public School System these past 39 years. It has been quite rewarding to be a part of the Torrington community, and Donna leaves with a heart full of special memories.
Joanne Trina Math, Torrington High School. Joan started in Torrington in 1999 and has worked at Torrington High School in the math department for 15 years. Joanne will truly miss the faculty at Torrington High School. From her first year to her last, everyone has been so helpful and supportive. Joanne will also miss teaching my students. She is looking forward to traveling whenever the mood strikes and spending time with her grandsons.
Karen Goralnik, 3rd grade, Torringford. Karen Goralnik started her teaching career with 6th grade at South School. It closed. Then it was a brief stint at Torringford for 2 years, then on to North School. It closed. Then it was to Forbes School, and finally back to Torringford for 25 years, teaching 1st and ending with 3rd grade. They both stayed open. It's been a great trip with wonderful memories and lots of stories. In retirement, Karen plans to stay up until 11 and watch all the good TV shows and sleep until the civilized time of 7. She will travel, cook, read, and spend time with her husband Ken, also retiring, and visit children Brett and Tessa and her mom Ann. Karen will substitute in Torrington. Thank you, Karen.
Marilyn Hoyt, Torrington Middle School Library Media Specialist. Marilyn started out in the Torrington school system as a paraprofessional at the Torrington High School Media Center in 1984. Her background had been an English and social studies teacher. Marilyn was also the young adult and reference librarian at the Springfield City Library in Springfield, Massachusetts. After pursuing her master's in library science and adding certification as a school library media specialist, Marilyn began her career as a professional teacher/librarian at the brand new Forbes School in 1986. Marilyn stayed in that position for 25 years while also sharing her time as Torringford and Southwest Schools library media specialist. She helped set up and open Forbes Schools Media Center, as well as Southwest, Vogel-Wetmore, and Torringford Schools' new media centers. Marilyn will miss the Torrington Middle School with its wonderful administration, students, and phenomenal staff. She will miss putting that special book in a student's hand, as well as discussing literature with students and staff, and especially book talking to all of the language arts classes at TMS. Marilyn has been chosen by the state of Connecticut to be on the 2016 Teen Nutmeg Book Selection Committee. It requires that she read and evaluate close to 90 books to help decide which 10 titles deserve to be considered a Nutmeg nominee. That task is keeping her very busy until November, and it is truly a labor of love. Marilyn's looking forward to visiting with her 2 children, Jason and Janine, when she wants to, and not just when school vacations fall. She can be in Washington, D.C. with her daughter in the fall or spring when it is not 100 degrees and steamy. Marilyn also looks forward to visiting her son and his family in New Jersey more often once she is retired, and plans on spending her time with her precious granddaughter, Harper, who loves to have Grandma read to her. Mrs. Hoyt will be volunteering at the homeless shelter and serve on the board of the Torrington Soup Kitchen. She will also continue to serve Torrington's new teachers as a mentor and teen reflection paper reviewer for the state of Connecticut. Mrs. Hoyt wishes to thank Torrington for the opportunity to serve, as she says it, our students for as long as I have. Thank you.
Bob Maggi, counselor at THS. Bob began in education 36 years ago. His career has literally spanned the globe with 14 years as a special education counselor, 19 years as a counselor, and 2 years in international schools as director of guidance. In Torrington, Bob has worked at Southeast School, the old Vogel Wetmore, and at THS as a counselor. His favorite memories are teaching workshops for the first generation of college-bound students, all of whom were accepted at 2- or 4-year colleges, as well as guiding students and taking them for interviews at prep school. Bob's plans for retirement are to continue his counseling work, focusing on students who are first generation in their family to apply for college. Thank you.
Mary McVeary, English, Torrington High School. Mary started teaching 45 years ago in Torrington in September of 1969. Mary will miss teaching her students and her English department colleagues. In retirement, Mary is most looking forward to visiting her family all over the world. Now with some time on her hands, Mary would like to pursue her PhD. Mary has too many favorite moments to list, but favorite moments for Mary are when she can see the light bulb in a child's eyes, especially when they have been struggling with a concept or skill, and when a student tells her that she has made a difference in their lives.
Marie Paganini, grade 3, Torringford School. Marie is a Torrington native and has lived in this town almost all of her life. She received an excellent education at Torrington High School and was well prepared for college. Her public school teaching career began in Plainfield, Connecticut. There she taught 6th grade and 4th grade. After 12 years, she wanted to come back to Torrington to be near her family. In 1989, Torrington was adding portables to Torringford School and looking for teachers. Marie remembers her interview with Roberta Ohotnicki and Jack Dunn and how comfortable they made her feel. They both knew her. Roberta had gone to school with Marie's brother, and Marie's mom was the cook at Forbes School when Jack was the principal. Marie started with 5th grade at Torringford School, but over the past 25 years has taught grades 2 through 5. She loves the teaching profession. It has been a huge part of her life for 37 years. Marie will miss working with children, seeing their excitement when they learn something new, listening to their stories and their outlook on life. It is impossible for her to name one single special moment because every day is special when you watch children grow. And as a teacher, you realize you have a major part in that growth. A child's smile, a spontaneous hug, a handwritten picture often melted her heart. She will miss all of this. Marie will also miss the wonderful friends and talented colleagues she has worked with over the years. She has learned so much from each and every one of them. Torrington has an awesome and hardworking faculty and staff. As Marie approaches his retirement, she's looking forward to spending more time at Cape Cod, especially during the fall, and hopes to explore the many bike trails in Connecticut. Marie will finally have more time for my family and friends. They won't hear the excuse, sorry, I have schoolwork to do. And there are plenty of projects to do around her home if she ever can. Other than that, Marie is open to all the new possibilities that are awaiting her in retirement. Marie wishes to thank you for this wonderful opportunity. She is proud to say she was a Torrington teacher.
Arthur C. Potwin, school psychologist. Art worked in Torrington for 36 years, starting in 1978, and has earned and maintained national and state certification. He was named Connecticut School Psychologist of the Year by the Connecticut Association of School Psychologists and received the Superintendent's Award in 2011. Art's special interests include school neuropsychology, response to intervention, and special education law. Art has contributed to numerous projects during his career, most notably procedural guidelines for identifying emotional disturbances, which was recognized by the State Department of Education by using it as a template for their subsequent manual. He helped to develop a district-wide handbook on the process of RTI, as well as a manual developed especially for Torrington High School. In addition, Art developed instructional manuals for conducting functional behavior assessments and behavioral intervention plans, which were also recognized by the state by including them in their training programs. He has developed a process for conducting student threat assessments and crisis interventions at Torrington Middle School. Art has developed information sheets and a webpage with topics of interest to parents and teachers to better inform them on issues relevant to their children and students. Art has enjoyed evaluating students who are struggling academically, emotionally, and or behaviorally, and determining their learning strengths and capitalizing on them to help compensate for their learning weaknesses or emotional difficulties that negatively impacted their achievement. He and his wife are active outdoors people, so they anticipate doing more canoeing, hiking, traveling, and continuing to volunteer with biologists at White Memorial and for the Connecticut Department of Energy and Environmental Protection. Something else Art will also enjoy when he retires is having the opportunity to go places during weekdays in the fall when most people are at work or back to school. Art has had the pleasure of working with many caring and talented educators throughout his career.
Dr. Beth Robin, Director of Special Education. Beth arrived on Torrington Public Schools' doorstep on September 19, 2003, excited to be starting a new job. As she leaves and looks back, Beth knows that she is leaving a piece of her heart here. Beth has been an educator for 39 years, first as a special education teacher, then as a dean of students, assistant principal and principal, curriculum specialist, adjunct faculty member at CCSU, supervisor of special education, and director of special education. What could be more exciting? Beth will miss sitting in pre-K classes and participating in circle time, talking with students and trying to get them to believe in themselves and what they can accomplish, working collaboratively with staff and administrators to enhance our programs. She will also miss working with parents to help them understand their children, resolve problems, and accomplish what many thought was impossible. Now, 39 years later, the time has come for her to paint a different picture. Beth and her husband are the proud grandparents of Joshua, who is 2 years old, and Michael, who just turned 3 months old. Nana and Poppy, as they are now known, are the daycare providers, and what a joy that is for them. And Beth will still be doing new things in the educational arena, because once a teacher, always a teacher. Beth wishes to thank all of the parents, teachers, support staff, administrators, tutors, and related service professionals for helping to make her tenure in Torrington a memorable and successful experience.
Matthew P. Valente, instrumental music strings, Torrington Middle School. Matt started his public school teaching career in New Britain, Connecticut in January of 1974. He taught there for 4.5 years until the city laid off 8 music, art, and physical ed teachers in June. Matt was hired in Torrington as a music teacher at Vogel School, and in 1980, at the end of his second year, was transferred to Torrington High School. He remained there until 1988, when he was transferred to Wetmore and Vogel. In 1994, the new middle school was ready, where Matt has been for the past 20 years. Matt is proud to say he has spent a total of 40.5 years in public education. He plans on continuing teaching for a while, but not full-time, and has truly enjoyed his career. Thank you.
I have Maggie Robinson, Social Studies, Torrington Middle School. Maggie has spent the last 33 out of 40 years here in Torrington. Her first assignment was as a teacher of the gifted and talented, and then language arts, and finally social studies. She has been actively involved in the union for over 20 years as a building rep, treasurer, and vice president, and has represented teachers at numerous state and national conventions. Things Maggie will miss are when the light comes on in a student's eyes, the faculty, staff, and students, the letters and notes I've received from students and parents, the students who have come back to see me and told me how much I meant to them, the invites to high school graduation parties that I get from students, the students who went into the field of education and have become teachers. Maggie's plans for the future include volunteer, take classes at UConn and Northwest Connecticut Community College, travel, for example, take her grandson to Washington, D.C., a trip to Denver, Colorado, and a trip to Spain in the fall with friends. Thank you, Maggie.
Gregory Troutman, mathematics, Torrington High School. Greg began his teaching career in 1975 at Jonathan Law High School in the Milford School District, and in 1979 moved to Lewis S. Mills High School in Region 10 before coming to Torrington High School in 2001. In Milford, Greg developed and implemented a two-course industrial mathematics program. While at Lewis Mills High School, Greg worked as a mathematics teacher and co-authored the algebra curriculum. In addition, Greg also supervised the school weightlifting club and was treasurer for the CIAC. Greg is a Torrington High School graduate and is a graduate of SCSU with a Bachelor of Science in Math. Thank you.
On behalf of the Board of Education, teachers everywhere, thank you very much for all the service that you have given to, and I can say our fair town because many of you I graduated with. And was very proud to be able to work with you. And I wish you all the best. And my goal will be to clean some closets, so. Thank you very much, and thank you for coming this evening. And don't go away, you don't have to, you can stay. We've got a lot more to cover.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, yes. And the first thing that we're going to do is hold our raffle for incoming kindergarten, who will get to ride the fire truck for the first day. Come on up. You know what a big job this is, don't you? Okay, it's very special, Ms. Peterson, that we selected you to do this. Are you ready for the challenge? Okay, reach in. Here, go ahead, reach in. Her arm isn't long enough. Okay, let's see, right? Drum roll. Of course, I don't have my glasses on. Thank you. And if you picked your own, Starlin Mueller, age 5, and she lives on 23 French Street. So she will be taking the... Can't lose this. I would like to share with you, because this came out after our last board meeting, but Ernest Tremper, who is a junior at Torrington High School, he was selected as one of 30 of Connecticut's top juniors designated as a Governor's Scholar. Sponsored by the Connecticut Association of Schools, the purpose of the program is to recognize academically talented high school students in schools throughout the state and present 30 students for special recognition to the Governor of Connecticut. The 30 students were recognized for this prestigious award and honored at the 18th Annual Governor's Scholars Luncheon, which was held at the AquaTurf Club in Plantsville on May 22nd. Each honoree not only will receive a plaque designating him as a Governor's Scholar, but they also will receive to the University of Connecticut, an academic excellence scholarship currently valued at $5,000 a year for 8 semesters of undergraduate work. So this is a very, very prestigious award to come to a Torrington student. I'm very proud. So, Ernest Tremper. And then you also saw in your packet the group that Torrington High School students took second place in the Education Connections Student Innovation Science Challenge. And they participated at the Innovation Expo that was held at the Hartford Armory. And they competed against 11 other groups. And the theme this year was Responsible Design Water. The group was challenged to develop a product of service that addressed an issue related to water. And you can visit the team website on the bioexpo2014.weebly.com. And they began developing their idea in September, and most of the work was done after school, not during classes. And you have a picture of team members there with Mrs. Lisa Devaney, who is both science teacher and club advisor. So, again, extremely proud of these high school students and their innovation. The next piece inside is the graduates of the Young Entrepreneurs Academy that was held through the Chamber of Commerce. And these students attended a 22-week course where they had to invent something, design how they would sell it, who their audience or possible customers would be, create it, and then a whole business plan. And there were students from 6th grade to 12th grade who participated. And our children that were students that were represented from Torrington were Gregory Aschenbrenner, Torrington Middle School, Isabel Batchelder from Torrington Middle School, David Shimolewski, Torrington Middle School, Cheyenne Harvey Stoltz, Torrington Middle School, Adam Lamouth, Torrington High School, and Rafael Sanchez, Torrington Middle School, and Catherine Zoff, Torrington Middle School. And it was one of our, Isabel Batchelder, 8th grade student who actually, each student, after they presented, there was a group of business people who rated each presentation, and then each student was given some money to, because they had to write up a budget, was given money to continue the production of their item. And one person went on to Rochester, or will go on to Rochester Rochester, New York, at the University of Rochester to present their item from students all through the country. And we'll see how she does there. But it was a lot of work, but again, another opportunity I got to sit, watch, and be very proud. And in the packet, you will see we included the program for our Scholars Awards for the past year. It was held a week ago tomorrow, and it has a list of all the awards and all the students who received them. And there was one more. And that was the Halo Awards, and the areas in which Torrington Public Schools was nominated. And it's kind of like the Tonys, but on the high school level. And again, we did extremely well with the nominations and also recipients. And that's a 3-page piece in your book, in your text that you could peruse. But again, just a few more ways in which Torrington High School and middle school students on our secondary level, are really demonstrating their commitment to creating a better learning environment for themselves and for others. In your packet also, I received a letter from the Commissioner of Education. This comes every year, and it demonstrates the racial balance or imbalance of the schools in each city, each school district across the state. And you cannot, if we fall outside what they call the 25 percentage points, less or more, we have to look at rerouting and redistricting our schools. So if you look at the second sheet, currently there are 2 schools which are not close, well, they're not close to being imbalanced, but they're more imbalanced than what we think is good for our town. And so we're working right now on an approach to how we could make East and Vogel-Wetmore and still maintain our small class size, to make it more racially balanced.
How is this data reported?
It's based.
Self-reported?
Yes. It's public school reported.
And
It's in our database.
And if someone is biracial, does that
Yes.
count towards our balance or imbalance?
No, I don't. They're in a separate category. It is. No, it's broken down I think 7 or 8 different categories.
This is very useful.
But it's based. Yeah, I know. John,
And has anyone in Torrington ever said there's a problem?
you mean coming from the schools? No. But they redistricted, I don't think it was before I was here. What year did we redistrict? 2000? 2002? Or 2000?
2008. 2007, 8, when they moved a wedge over to Torrington.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
okay.
2006, yeah, I was on the
Okay,
board at that
it was
time.
before I was here, so, all right. So we'll watch it. I mean, one of the ways that,
If I might, I don't mean to interrupt,
No.
the redistricting had really nothing to do with racial imbalance, though. The redistricting was about the numbers and getting the right numbers up at the Torrington school.
Yeah.
Because if we aren't having a problem, I don't know why we should be worried about Hartford thinking we have a problem. They have bigger problems than us.
Because, believe it or not, John, they're our boss.
Well,
State
no.
Department of Education.
Well, only if we let them be, but that's a separate issue. We'll talk about that at the retreat.